Hi everybody, I'm Letitia Montoya with TishsDishs, and I have 10 of my apricots from my tree that I'm going to make into preserves. So I'm going to show you how to do it with 3 ingredients. It's going to take the apricots, I'm going to put a half a cup of sugar, you could put about 3/4 sugar, and it's going to take a tablespoon of lemon juice. So I like to use fresh lemon juice, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dice these into cubes. So I'm going to cut it and cut each of these slices into 4. We're going to put it all into the saucepan, and then once we're done, we'll put it onto the stove. Let's get started. We've chopped them up into 4, so what we're going to do is we're going to add in the lemon juice, and then we are going to add in the sugar. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to mix it a little bit. Now that we added all our ingredients into the pan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the stove and I'm going to let it sit there for 30 minutes. So I'm not going to cook it or anything. Just for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to let it just sit there and do whatever it's going to do. And then I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay, everybody, remember, subscribe to TishsDishs, like and hit the bell. And also share it with your friends if you want to learn how to do my apricot preserves. Okay, so now let's put it on the stove, let it sit for 30 minutes. I'll put the timer on and I'll be back. I just want to let you see, I let it sit for half an hour. Look at all the juices that came out in it. So that's what I wanted to see. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it on medium. I'm going to get it to where it starts to boil, and then I'm going to shut it down to where it's just simmering. And I'm going to let this cook for 30 to 40 minutes. So I'm going to cover this. Okay, so I'm going to take the lid off, and you can see it's starting to boil, and that's what I want to see. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut the temperature from medium to medium low. Let it simmer. So I'm going to let it cook like that, and so it's just going to constantly be boiling and simmering and making all its juices. And as it gets thicker, see, this was all going to shrink down. Okay, so now we're going to let it cook, and I'm going to mix it throughout the process for the next 30 to 40 minutes. So I'm going to turn on my timer, and let's just let it cook. I let it cook for at least 10 minutes right now, so I'm just going to stir it just to make sure it's not sticking. Nope, it's doing fine. So, okay, it has about another 25 minutes to go. I'm going to stir it again. It's starting to get thicker. I can feel it. Just be very careful that it doesn't burn. Got 15 more minutes, so be back. Okay, it's been 40 minutes, so let's look. Look how thick it's gotten. So this is done. See how thick it got? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to the other side of the counter. So let's move over. Okay, so we're on this side. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move my preserves into, just take all this out. The one that I just don't like to waste. Nothing. Okay, let's put this here. Okay, if you don't have one of these, what you could do is you could use a mashed potato smasher. So I'm going to do this really slow. Okay, I don't want it too smushy because it's supposed to be preserves. And be very careful with this thing, because this thing is not really, I've almost cut my fingers off once. I was doing something stupid, of course. Okay, so now let's bring my jar. There's my jar. And I'm going to fill it up. Let's see how far I can fill it up. I'm going to fill it up to about right there. Ooh, I don't think I filled it up too much there. So I'm going to do a second one. Okay. Put a little bit more because I only have enough for 2 jars. Okay. See the 2 jars? Okay, I have 2 jars, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the top of them. Oh, I got stuff on me too. I'm going to clean the top of them, both of them. Okay, so I have 1 cap in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out. because I wanted to create a really good seal on it. So this is hot water that I heated up with my kettle. So I know it's hot because you want the lid to be hot. And then what you're going to do is you're going to tighten it till it's tight, but not too tight. And so I'm going to put that one there. So I filled 2 of them. I'm going to take one and I am going to can it, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do it right now because it's hot and it's easier to can it right away when it's hot. So to give you all the details on how to can it. So I used my tea kettle to heat the water. So I put two big tea kettle pots in there, and so you could barely see the water is right over the lid. So I'm going to let it boil, and once it starts to boil, I'm going to turn on my timer for 15 minutes, but I'm going to watch to see that I don't want it to boil overboard. So I'm going to wait to see, I'm waiting to see how much it's going to boil, and I might have to turn it down a little bit, but it has to stay at the same temperature. It cannot be changed. Once you turn on that timer, you leave it on for 15 minutes. It's boiling, everybody. Like it's doing it. See how it's boiling? Now I'm going to turn on my timer for 15 minutes and I'm going to let it boil like this. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Let's turn off our water. Let's grab our jam. Get the water off. I'm going to move it over here to a rack, cooling rack. Okay, it's right there on the cooling rack. With a popping noise, it can take from 5 to 30 minutes and it could take several hours. So right now it's on the cooling rack, and we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. So this right here, this bottle of apricots, that's the one that was canned. So that was the one that we had in the bath water for 15 minutes and let it sit. So that one, and see the little it sucked in. So that's a secure, I mean, now it's a tight fit. So this one we didn't do, we put it in the refrigerator. So this one has to be eaten within, I would say within a month's time, but this one can last up to a year out, not in the refrigerator, just because we went through the whole process of getting it canned. So now let's taste it. Okay, so now let's taste it. So this is the one that I had in my refrigerator and wanted to, it has a seal, so it does have a seal. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, now let's take, and the other one ingredient that you can add in to this mixture is a pinch of salt, just a pinch. But I mean, look. Okay, this is a moment. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, this is good. This is really good. Okay, everybody, try this recipe, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up, but also subscribe to TishsDishs, like, hit the bell. Bye, and please subscribe.
Back to Grandma's kitchen. Some of my favorite memories are standing beside my grandmother as she taught me how to preserve the food we grew. She lived through the Great Depression, a time when nothing was wasted and every jar on the pantry shelf represented security for the months ahead. She taught me that simple ingredients, hard work, and gratitude could carry a family through difficult times. Those lessons have stayed with me my entire life. Today, I spend my days running a business, solving problems, and working in a world filled with technology, deadlines, and constant change. But when evening comes, I step into my kitchen and everything slows down. I trade my business clothes for an apron. I pick fruit from my own trees. I make apricot preserves with just a few simple ingredients, just as my grandmother taught me. Some people dream of city life. I find peace in country values, growing food, preserving the harvest, filling my pantry, and preparing for tomorrow. To me, that's not going backward. That's remembering what truly matters. I believe we've become too dependent on convenience and forgotten the wisdom of the generations before us. They knew how to make do with less, waste nothing, and create something beautiful with their own hands. This isn't just a jar of apricot preserves, it's a jar filled with family history, resilience, and love. Welcome home. Letitia Montoya.